Hey everybody, this is Flo from KMS Reviews, and in this episode I am joined by Trory. He's one half of the dynamic duo from Vancouver, Canada, with probably the most intriguing name in pop history. This is Mully and Sculder. So hi,
Hey,
welcome to the show.
awesome to be here.
So you guys kickstarted things 2018 with the single Animals. Was this
Absolutely.
was this the birth of Mully and Sculder?
Pretty much. Sarah Wheeler and myself met at a venue in Vancouver called the Railway Club. We were both performing on the same night. So I think I went first and then Sarah went after. We were each performing our solo songwriting stuff. So, we were each watching each other, and I'd wanted to make a band called Mully and Sculder from some time ago. I was driving with a friend, and the only cassette we had in the vehicle was Violator by Depeche Mode, and it was a trip to a wedding we were gonna play. So we probably listened to this tape like 8 times through the weekend, and we were dressed up like to go to a wedding, and just thought, wow, like we look really interesting. And anyway, 2 years later, meeting Sarah, obviously I had to phone for help about how to use the name correctly so there's no problems with the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarah and I wrote together. We came up with Like Animals. We were able to get it recorded that summer, and then do the video. And then it was October the 30th, Devil's Night, like in the movie The Crow.
Yeah.
That video and that single got released, and then we just started getting, really cool messages from people, and people seem to like it. So that helps so much just to keep things going, right?
Right. So billboards, I guess, followed in 2019,
Oh
and The
yeah,
Moon and Heartbreaking in 2020 last year. So what's next for Mully and Sculder then? Are there any new tracks coming soon?
absolutely. The process of recording and building up a body of work, it can be very rewarding. And I think it's reaching a point of mass now that can be very exciting and a little bit scary, because there's a lot of energy that's gone into this over the last 3 years. And when you're thinking about ways how to release it out into the world, you're just thinking of every possible scenario. So I can feel, some of the excitement building, and we really do want to get new music out to everyone soon. So now we just have to work maybe a bit more on the business side of things and get that taken care of.
So how did the whole COVID mess out there affect you as a band? Did it affect the songwriting process, or have you met online or something like that to continue songwriting?
Thankfully, we've been able to have meetings online with our management just to, keep things going. Strangely enough, everything we've written up to this point has all been written before pandemic.
Okay.
So if anything, the pandemic certainly made me more aware of my limitations as an artist, and songs that maybe were a little difficult for me to get through, and I wasn't sure how it would work in the context of Mully and Sculder. It really just forced me to sit with it and to just appreciate everything we were able to do before COVID. Luckily, we were able to play our first indoor show, and there's some footage of that somewhere. So yeah, I think the record is all written pre-COVID.
Okay. Did shows get canceled during the COVID restrictions, or didn't you have any live shows planned then?
Not so much for Mully and Sculder, definitely with our other projects we've been a part of. So yeah, things definitely slowed down for us. And
That,
I mean,
that's a
yeah,
that's a smooth transition for my next question. I read on Spotify that you also have the side projects. So what are the side projects, and are these still active and running?
definitely. I think it was at the end of 2020. I released a solo song under my name, Trory, called Pit of Despair, which is kind of like a tribute to the Lemonheads, because the cover's a lemon, and it was actually Shannon from the group Actors and Jason of the band Actors. He's been producing the Mully and Sculder stuff.
Mhm.
Of course, Sarah Wheeler is a very prolific artist and very creative. Sarah Wheeler's done lots of shows live stream or using the name Sarah Wheeler and the Black Salt Sea. So that's very exciting to check out. And yeah, some great live streams. And I believe Sarah's recording some stuff currently with Jason, and I'm really, really excited about that.
Okay. Is there a new track already in the making for Mully and Sculder right now? So as in, can we expect a new release in April or May this year? Or haven't you gotten so far yet?
Absolutely. I mean, I really, really hope we can release some cool stuff soon, because it's been really fun in the studio and building, and just, it feels like we're just putting the finishing touches on most of everything. And there's an element to this project, Mully and Sculder, that is so unpredictable. And I just have to keep telling myself that, you know, I can really only worry about the things that I have control over. And, you know, the rest of it, it's just like we put it out to the universe and we see what comes back to us. So I really think spring, May, we'll have something for everybody.
Okay, looking forward to that. One last thing would be, there's a certain retro vibe bounded to your songs. Where does that come from? Is it just a gut feel from one of you guys, or is it a thing that you try to stick to the whole Mully and Sculder theme, so to speak?
Well, I don't want to speak, you know, for Sarah, because I think Sarah's answer might be a little different to this question. But okay, I can say personally for myself, when I was a teenager in high school, I believe that, you know, obviously your body undergoes changes very rapidly, but so does your brain, and it can be very intense. You can have feelings of euphoria, but also, you know, depression and darkness. And I just remember most of my years in high school, I mean, The Cure and Depeche Mode were probably like my favorite bands I was always listening to. And if I was ever like in the art room after school or whatever. Yeah. And that's also around the time I started watching some of the early episodes of X-Files shot in Vancouver. And, you know, there was just darker times in my life where that music and that television show seemed like the only things that made sense in the world. So to be able to combine elements of the two is my ultimate dream come true.
Are there elements in your music as a single artist as well combined to or connected to the retro aspect, or is this a totally different genre?
Well, if I'm working as a solo artist, the songs tend to be more guitar focused for sure. But if you Google my name, Aaron Trory, there will be 2 records, and the first one from 2016, I felt like was more of a throwback to like British bands like Oasis, and even Ride. Our producer Matt LaForest was like, he's always been so good about exposing me to cool music that he likes and he thinks I might like. And then there's a second record that's more acoustic guitar, and that was more about like Tom Petty and the Replacements kind of thing. Okay. So that's kind of retro. Mm-hmm.
All right. So hopefully we hear some new materials from you as a single artist and you guys as Mully and Sculder as well.
Oh, yeah.
And for everybody out there, if you want to know more about Mully and Sculder, please check out the links in the description of the video or down this blog post. So Aaron, thank you for being on the show tonight. And for everybody else, the only thing I have to say, thanks for watching, guys. Be safe.